Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Manuel Charr has reacted to keeping his WBA regular title, issuing a statement on social media. You can see on screen here, so this is in German. Charr is based in Germany, but I've got a translated version. I'll go through the comments from Charr. He is saying that he's been cleared. We've got some stuff that's emerged on ESPN regarding this case, the resolution that's in place from the WBA. I can't actually find anything on the WBA's website, so ESPN, I'll have to rely on their details. And we'll get to some thoughts, because Charr is saying some things that make it appear as though there was nothing ever to see here. But, you know, some of the wording from the WBA, it certainly, it paints a different picture, that effectively they were looking to get out from under what could have been a long and protracted legal case. So we'll crack into it, getting back over to the ESPN story. And just for context, so Charr allegedly failed a test back in August, the back end of August 2018. He had a fight scheduled with Fraser Kendo, first defense of his WBA regular title, at the end of September. So what happened? There was a failed test, the fight was cancelled, and Charr since then has been fighting a rearguard action, saying, look, I'm clean, I haven't tested dirty, I will fight this, da-da-da-da-da, and so on. And what this case hinges on is the B sample, and that will become very apparent in these comments from the WBA, which Dan Rafael is reporting. So although VADA and the WBA had reason to assume that Charr did not intend to have a representative attend the opening and testing of the B sample, Charr claims that his requests regarding the B sample testing were not acknowledged. The WBA wrote in its resolution, a copy of which was obtained by ESPN. Regardless of the disputes over communication and notice, Charr did not have a representative attend the B sample testing. Charr provided a third sample to VADA on September 29, 2018, and the sample tested negative, according to a VADA communication of November 6, 2018. And that was one that Manuel Charr had put up on his social media. He was saying, look, I'm clean, you know, there's nothing to see here. But that wasn't from the failed test. You know, obviously there was the A and the B sample. So the story continues. Because of the situation over the B sample test, the WBA did not strip Charr, though it suspended him while it investigated what happened, and he was given a 6-month suspension. And that was when they suspended him but didn't strip him. I knew then, because of these allegations around the B sample and not having representation present when it was opened, I thought this could get even trickier and more drawn out, because there was an avenue for Charr and his representatives to pursue. So the story says, because of the lapse of time since taking the A and B samples and the communications issue alleged by Charr, the suspension is recalled. The WBA wrote, however, the lifting of the suspension was subject to certain conditions. One of them is Charr must face a kendo within 60 days. Also, the winner of that fight must next face the winner of a bout the WBA ordered between its interim titleists Trevor Bryan and Jarrell Big Baby Miller, with no more than 120 days after the conclusion of Charr Kendo. As the exclusive co-promoters of Fraser Kendo, Square Ring and Hits Boxing intend to comply with the WBA resolution. So Square Ring promoter John Wirt told ESPN on Monday night. Anyway, yeah, so there's a few other bits and pieces here mentioning Jarrell Miller. We'll have to see what happens with Miller, because Miller could face Bryan if he doesn't get a shot with Anthony Joshua. So I'm not going to dig too much into that situation until we've got something more concrete for Miller. But in terms of Charr, so if we go to his statement now, because I'll get to that, and then a few comparing notes between the story, what's been said by the WBA, and what's been said by Charr. So his comments. And still, dear friends, I proudly announce that my lock has been lifted. It has been confirmed that the allegations are not true. I am and remain WBA heavyweight world champion and am expected to defend my title in March 2019. I would like to thank you for the @WBA Boxing Official. However, my biggest thanks goes to my loyal fans. Thank you for the news and your support. I was happy about every single word. The fight will take place in my hometown of Cologne. Join me on my way and be there. I am happy about every single visitor. #OneFamily. Finally, I have to say that I believe in the truth in life, and there is only one who knows this truth. You cheat on him, then you cheat on yourself. This must never happen, no matter how high the price. #Truth will find you. Your Manuel. So Manuel Charr. So he is claiming that he is being cleared and that the allegations are not true. It's a very different story what the WBA is saying. This case comes down to the technicality regarding the B sample and Charr not having a representative there. The WBA is absolutely not saying that it, the testing that it did, the failed test, it is not casting any sort of doubt over the result. They suspended Charr for a reason, because there was a failed test. We can't get away from that, and neither can Manuel Charr. There is always going to be a stink that he's a drugs cheat around him. He will always have that sort of a spectre around him. People will wonder whether he's clean for as long as he is boxing at an elite level. And given he's got this title, there's going to be more scrutiny now, especially defending it, because he will get past Kendo. That fight will take place. Kendo will get beaten. He'll take his check and he will move on. But Manuel Charr absolutely has not been cleared. The WBA is just allowing him to keep his belt. And why would they do that? Well, if we look at the situation with the B sample, it's clear it didn't want this to be a long, drawn-out legal battle, because the WBA has been wrapped up in those before. Kendo is an example, took them to court and won. So they've obviously come to the conclusion that, on the balance of probabilities, fighting this, this B sample thing, dragging it out, having the title on hold, and the attention and all that sort of stuff that comes with it, the negative perceptions, that on balance, it was just worth squaring this away, giving Charr his shot against Kendo, and keep things moving. But he will be subject to testing, and that much is clear. So Manuel Charr will move on here, but he won't move on from the perception that he's a drugs cheat. It came down to the B sample and a technicality. So even though he says the allegations are not true, the WBA isn't saying that. What it is saying is that effectively it's moving on, and it's not going to pursue Manuel Charr for this, because he may win in court. And often technicalities can clear, people in court for all manner of things. And in this case, they probably didn't want to spend the cash to, take it to the ends of the earth, because Manuel Charr and his legal representatives had made clear in recent months they were going to fight this tooth and nail. And looking at that, on the balance of probabilities, the WBA said no thanks. So Manuel Charr and Kendo going to be fighting within 60 days, and from the sounds of it, from what Charr is saying, in Cologne. It's not a great fight. Kendo is going to probably get destroyed and retired. Manuel Charr will get no credit for that. And the fact that he's holding this belt, and it's the first defense after he won it, over a year ago now, it was November 2017, and he got that belt in murky circumstances against Alexander Ustinov. It was put on the line at late notice. No one asked for it to be put on the line. Fans, that is. Obviously, the teams involved would have wanted that. And, the curse of the WBA regular title has been at play here. So I hope that whatever happens in 2018, the WBA gets its house in order. It tidies up this belt situation, because having 3 world champions is absolutely crazy. And when 2 of them have very little credibility right now, Charr with this alleged drug testing, and Trevor Bryan with, absolutely nothing on the resume, they've got to get it back to 2 belts. Hopefully that happens, and then eventually back to 1, because remember, the WBA was trying to rationalize its belt situation a couple of years ago. Set up a tournament, it failed immediately, and they've blown back out to 3 belts. So let's hope that they do actually get their house in order. But Manuel Charr keeps his belt. He says he's been cleared. WBA, reading between the lines, is absolutely not saying that. Effectively, it's saying it doesn't want to fight a court battle. It doesn't want to spend any more money on this or any more time and holding up the belts, because the longer this drags on, it's not getting any sanctioning fees for that belt. The belt's not making it any money. And after all, these sanctioning bodies are about clipping the ticket. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out. If you want even more boxing content, come and join me on Patreon. Every week on a Sunday, I drop a new video on something topical or thought-provoking from the heavyweight division, ranging from rankings, the business of boxing, the false economy of deluded fanboys, the twists and turns in the division, to assessments of fighters and their statements. I hope to see you there, and for more information go to patreon.com/boxing squared. The address is on screen now.